They went after him. They went after all of us. There's no family in American history that has taken more arrows in the back than the Trump family every single time.
Poor Trump family. Now, Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago was raided by the FBI. His residence at Mar-a-Lago, specifically in Palm Beach, and this was following the FBI obtaining what's referred to as a warrant, which needs to be signed by a federal judge. And in order to get that warrant, there needs to be probable cause presented to the judge doing the signing of the warrant. It was an investigation, according to what the authorities are telling us, into Trump's massive mistake in taking home classified documents from the White House. He is not supposed to do that. That breaks certain laws. And so this investigation is ongoing.
It's not been easy for me. It has not been easy for me. And
I'm going to speculate here that there might be more to the investigation than what federal officials are leading on. We'll get to that in just a moment, but first the details. Probable cause. Well, Trump is known to destroy documents. You have individuals who worked in his administration who had said as much. Just recently, Maggie Haberman over at the New York Times had provided evidence of documents that were put in the toilet, which she held on to until she was ready to promote her upcoming book, which is par for the course with the Washington elite. It's incredibly frustrating, but that's what's going on here. There's a person, former president,
who clearly broke the law.
And he's being investigated for it. And I wish that we applied this standard to everyone in positions of power.
Yeah, so look, let's talk about what it is and what it isn't. So the right wing instantly says, oh, it's to target him politically, and they have all sorts of kooky theories that we'll get to later in the show. But they never say like,
oh no, it's okay to take documents and rip them up. Well, why are you taking any documents from the White House? It's not a thing you should be allowed to do, and you're not allowed to do it. It's against the law. So why are you hiding them in the basement of Mar-a-Lago? And then when the FBI looks at them, so the documents are ripped.
Is it like, oh, I didn't like that risotto recipe?
When was the last time you saw maple syrup on a risotto?
Rip, okay. And the FBI is raiding his house because where's the carbonara recipe? Okay, you weren't supposed to take that from the White House. Oh, you took a couple of antique plates. No, it's obviously very, very serious. Otherwise, the FBI is not going to raid the house of a former president. Our government officials almost never ever hold the elites accountable. So
our government officials almost never ever hold the elites accountable. So
it's not like, oh, we're gonna just do it on a whim, we're gonna do it on irrelevant stuff. No, think about the underlying reason why they're going in there.
Our government officials almost never ever hold the elites accountable.
Is it just the documents? By the way, we don't know that either. It could be that they were looking for evidence on January 6th. And one of the key pieces of evidence is the warrant itself. Now, Donald Trump says this is a travesty, it's worse than Watergate. All of his acolytes and supporters on the internet are saying, oh, the FBI is trying to assassinate him, like the lunatic stuff, right? But Donald Trump has the warrant.
And don't
hold on. Has the warrant. Hold on.
Yeah.
He could just show it right now, and then we'll know what it was about. Has the warrant.
Hold on.
Has the warrant.
And
He
don't, and don't
no,
worry.
hold on. Now Donald Trump says this is a travesty. It's worse than Watergate. Has the warrant.
And don't
no,
worry.
hold on. All of his, acolytes and supporters on the internet are saying, "Oh, the FBI is trying to assassinate him," like lunatic stuff, right? Has the warrant.
And don't
no,
worry.
hold on.
Point.
If it turns out that it's nothing and they were looking for the risotto recipe, it'll be in the warrant, and then he could humiliate the FBI, and the right wing will celebrate, And don't worry. Hold on. Why isn't Trump showing the warrant? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why won't he show it?
But you're right. I mean, look, for me, I have no loyalty to any political official from any political group.
Okay.
And there was evidence in the form of testimony, in the form of pictures that we just recently saw from Maggie Haberman, indicating that Trump likes to destroy documents. He likes to flush them down the toilet, which, by the way, it really does put new meaning behind his complaints about toilets not flushing appropriately in the White House. Just saying.
I called that from day one.
Right?
You heard it on the air. I said, why is he randomly talking about toilets flushing in the White House in the middle of
So if you said to me, hey, Bernie's president, and he's randomly ripping up National Archives and is stuffing them in the toilet and flushing it, I'd be like, whoa, what the hell's Bernie hiding? Jesus Christ, that sounds like what somebody who's guilty would do, and I'd be really worried about what Bernie did. The right wing looks at it,
You should. You gotta rip up the classified documents, and you gotta and if they're really incriminating, but they're not, they're perfectly innocent, then you flush them down the toilet. Of course you do.
And the right wing media, you turn to Hillary Clinton, and they're like, well, the emails.
Well, to be fair, they hit her a lot on the emails.
I don't care. Like the right wing's like,
Oh yeah? Would you want Hillary Clinton's emails? Since she deleted emails for the FBI to raid and try to get those emails?
Yeah.
Yeah, do the raid. I don't care.
Yeah, why not?
Why are the elites above the law?
Loyalty to people in positions of power like this, like that. Look, take a step back for a second, because I want to make a broader point. What's troubling to me about the reaction that we're seeing by ordinary right-wing voters, and they see everything through the lens of left versus right. Okay, the right needs to own the libs.
Own the libs. I don't care.
It's about actually pushing for a system that fairly and accurately targets individuals with probable in mind, of course, who have potentially committed crimes. So if they trigger an economic collapse through their greed and their fraud, let
alone, the right wing's like,
Oh, you want that investigated?
Goddamn right I do.
and mainstream media goes,
Don't. Those are beloved Democratic senators. They're wonderful people. Those are not bribes. Those are just contributions out of the goodness of the private equity bankers' hearts.
so yeah, both are
Nuts.
mainstream media defending Democrats and elites overall are
Nuts.
They live in an alternate reality where criminality is totally acceptable as long as someone in the establishment does it. And the right wing guys, you guys are, how many crimes does Trump have to commit before you go, hey, maybe I don't want a criminal as my leader? But they're like, the FBI raided his home. Oh, I love him more. Oh,
I love him more.
I know you live in an alternate reality. They're there. Newt Gingrich said today, they're there to plant the evidence.
Oh, come on.
Woo!
Come on.
Woo! You guys are lunatics. You've lost your goddamn minds. Honestly, we're the only ones telling the truth.
Honestly, we're the only ones telling the truth.
Okay.
You've had it with parenting, but wait, there is a solution. Introducing Nap Time, the latest, most effective tool for child tantrum prevention. It's simple. Just douse a rag with our patented Sleepy Time formula.
Place it over your child's cry hole. Press and hold gently for 8 to 12 seconds and presto, no more tantrum.
After news broke that Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence had been raided by the FBI over the fact that he had taken home classified documents from the White House, which breaks certain laws.
Bunch of right-wingers, including members of the press, members of Congress, came out and started demanding all sorts of things, specific actions like
Civil war?
in some cases, and defunding the intelligence community in other cases. So first, the right wing tried to appeal to voters with some concerns about what this will mean for average Americans, right?
Oh, if they could do this to Trump, imagine what they can do to you.
You know, like
Indiscriminately spy on you with a government agency like the NSA, wouldn't that be so terrible? I mean, it's a joke. As we know, ordinary Americans are surveilled, or ordinary Americans have to deal with a police state, and that's just been our reality for the longest time.
Now, I want to read a few quotes from from various right-wing posters online, because they are calling for a
civil war.
One person says, this is how you light the match to a civil war.
They are calling for a civil war.
The left needs to arm itself.
One user on Twitter wrote in response to the news, lock and load. The left at this point needs to be smart, get trained, arm yourselves. Again, that was the top post, lock and load. Get armed.
Get armed.
Okay, so look, guys, there's two elements here. One is the lunacy, of course.
Get armed.
And this is not just rando posters. There's right-wing media, is dozens and dozens of comments from all the hosts calling for violence and hyperbolic, ridiculous statements like Mark Levine saying, this is the
worst attack on this republic in modern history.
Okay, note that no one knows what's in the warrant. Note Trump has the warrant, could tell us what's in it, but is choosing not to, okay? But how would any of you know why they raided the compound, his residence at Mar-a-Lago, and what they were looking for, and whether he's guilty or innocent? So if they raided, again, I'll use someone on my side. If they raided Bernie's offices, I wouldn't be like,
he is definitely innocent.
How do I know? I don't know what's in the warrant. I don't know what they're looking for. I'd be like, whoa, that's weird. I didn't expect that. I can't wait to see what it's about.
But the right wing, no, immediately, conspiracies. And the second component, and this is the dangerous part.
The left needs to arm itself.
Violent conspiracies. And it's time for lock and load, it's time for civil war, all these things. And by the way, it's just accepted as normal. If left-wingers did that,
get armed.
I'm not at all exaggerating. They would be investigated.
The left needs to arm itself.
They would be deplatformed for sure.
The left at this point needs to be smart, get trained, arm yourselves.
Calling for violence, and they would likely be arrested.
Get armed.
The right wing says it.
Get armed.
Like on a nuclear level, thousands and thousands of them. Nobody ever does anything about it. They're like, oh yeah, they're looking to murder us. Oh, duly noted, let's move on.
Get armed.
That is what they've been saying for several years now. Over and over again, they say it openly, transparently. It's just abundantly clear that they're waiting for anything to spark political violence.
Get armed.
But moving on, I also want to talk about some of the other threats that we've seen from right-wingers, namely from individuals like Steven Crowder. This is very scary. Let's watch.
Any Republican right now in office or running for office who does not actively champion the defunding, the dismantling of our intelligence agencies, I will not vote for. Don't care who it is. Are you listening, Ted Cruz? Are you listening, DeSantis? Are you listening, Rubio? Are you listening, no?
Scary. Very, very scary from Steven Crowder.
So it's funny that you've got centuries of police abusing African Americans, and then a movement rises out of that I think is bad framing, but they say defund the police, okay? And the right wing goes, no, Blue Lives Matter, okay? We don't care how many innocent black men who are unarmed were shot by cops, killed by cops. We don't care how much abuse has happened. We don't care about any of it.
Support the police.
And then the police raid their beloved, dear leader's home to look for criminality based on a legal warrant. They're like, that's it, defund the police. Defund the FBI, defund all law enforcement. That's it, defund the police. Defund the FBI, defund all law enforcement. What happened? That's it, defund the police. Defund the FBI, defund all law enforcement. No, oh, I get it. You didn't want rule of law. You just thought the police are your thugs, your security guards. That's it, defund the police. And you just wanted them to oppress others. Defund the FBI, defund all law enforcement. And the minute they actually enforce the law evenly, you hate them. Look, I didn't sign up for this. The cops are supposed to be my thugs. Look, I didn't sign up for this. My thugs. Look, I didn't sign up for this. They're not supposed to give equality and justice and just apply the law. The cops are supposed to be my thugs. It's so obvious. And they're all like, oh, I got this theory, I got that theory. Oh, God. And we're gonna come after you guys. You don't even know what's in the warrant. Oh, God.
Hurt Trump no matter what.
Look, honestly, I'm tired of saying it. The right wing, they're all liars. They all lie 100% on purpose. Every right wing host is lying to their audience today and saying,
Joe Biden's FBI is targeting our beloved Donald Trump for no reason at all.
What do you mean Biden's FBI? Trump appointed the guy. He's a right winger that Trump appointed.
But evidence doesn't matter. Facts don't matter to these guys.
So, I mean, they've literally admitted that they rigged an investigation
on behalf of Donald Trump.
Yes.
But no, did anyone in right-wing media hear that? The listeners? No, because they're lied to professionally every single day. So instead what they heard was Steve Bannon saying, we're at war.
Get armed.
He went on to say, without evidence of course, that Biden's chief of staff, Ron Klain, approved the raid.
Just made that up. Just made it up. Who cares? We're just making stuff up.
Steve Bannon then went on to say that the FBI might be trying to assassinate Donald Trump. Right? But do you think Steve Bannon's that crazy? No. Steve Bannon is relatively smart, especially
for a right winger. I mean, I know it's a low bar, right? He doesn't think they're gonna try to assassinate Donald Trump. Oh, God.
Can I actually go to the last video in this segment, the one with Mitch McConnell, because Mitch McConnell is the only Republican who has had a unique response to this news of a raid in Mar-a-Lago that I was amused by. So let's take a quick look at that.
What is your reaction to the FBI raid yesterday in Mar-a-Lago?
I'm here today to talk about the flood and the recovery from the flood.
That was fascinating. Just slap down that question. He's like, I'm not gonna weigh in on this.
Look, if I was him, I'd do the same thing because
you don't know what's in the warrant. Yeah. You don't even know.
We don't know one single thing. By the way, you go, oh, God. So they're like,
can you believe they're doing it the right and proper and legal way? When we get in office, we're gonna be the Gestapo.
I mean,
they're the Gestapo. Wink.
Now, guys, if they get back into office, they're gonna indiscriminately like, oh, God.
Wish us luck.
And why'd you lead cops on this chase?
Because I got swag, I wanted to make it look good.
Are you on drugs or alcohol?
No, sir.
You take drugs or alcohol?
What is drugs?
Breaking news, the FBI was searching Trump's home because they were looking for nuclear documents and other items.
And potentially in danger of falling into the wrong hands.
Right.
Look, I mean, guys, you think the FBI did it?
The FBI.
Of course they know. So the idea that they had to do this raid, you should maybe consider what those classified documents included.
And I don't know, classified documents pertaining to nuclear weapons seem pretty serious.
Yeah, no, this is really bad. Okay, so I was wondering, because they said earlier today that it was not about January 6th. So Merrick Garland said that, and I'm like, well, if it's not about January 6th, what could be so serious that the FBI does something? So now we find out it's something we wouldn't have expected.
So why in the world would he have material on our nuclear weapons?
People are gonna notice it's missing if the nuclear codes are gone, right? And that is
the most classified information we have.
So why the hell would you want to take it and you're not president anymore? Even if you had the codes and you told the generals to fire at China or something, like, hey, lunatic, you're not the president anymore, right? The only reason to take the nuclear codes
is to sell the nuclear codes.
Again, even though we know it's related to nuclear weapons, we don't know all the minute details of what the classified documents say about the nuclear weapons.
It's a great point, because maybe he's not committing or planning to commit outright treason and hand our launch codes to name a country, China, Russia, whatever.
And by the way,
and I keep
love
saying
China.
launch codes, but we don't know that it's that, right?
We don't know.
So, but it is something about nuclear weapons. If it's how we make nuclear weapons, that is also incredibly valuable. And then there was a story that the nuclear football was at Mar-a-Lago when he was president.
Which, yeah, the nuclear football travels with the president. Nothing wrong with that.
So, I mean, if other governments didn't have spies and don't have spies in Mar-a-Lago now, they're nuts, right? By just having it loosey-goosey hanging around in the Mar-a-Lago basement,
loosey-goosey,
any rando spy can just walk down there and take them.
Loosey-goosey,
right? Look, we don't know.
Do you know how easy it is to get into a safe? Like, no, the Chinese and the Russian spies are gonna be like, oh, a safe. Well, we're beaten.
No,
let's go back.
I've watched Animal Kingdom. I know how easy it is to get into a safe. You just need the right tools. You just need the right tools.
Yeah, and guys, one last thing.
And this is gonna be the easiest prediction I've ever done.
But my prediction is, the right wing will see this and be like,
oh no, that's it, it's no big deal, no big deal. Of course, you give away nuclear secrets all the time. That's the smart thing, that's the smart thing to do. You cash in on the nuclear secrets, sell out America, that's what you do, that's the smart thing to do. Plus, it wasn't him, it was Antifa. Plus, they planted it, that's the smart thing to do. Plus, they're gonna assassinate him. Plus, it's aliens and lizard people.
Because to them, it's not about loving America, it's not about protecting our democracy or our constitution. It's about protecting their cult leader.
Their daddy.
And that's it, that's all that matters to them. It's sick.
So you need to know the truth, because while the goalposts have moved many times this week with regards to Donald Trump.
That there's nothing there, or if there is, it was planted, or if there was, maybe it wasn't planted, but it's probably not serious, or if it was serious, don't worry about it, because he can do whatever he wants, he can declassify it.
Not so fast there.
Amongst all of this stuff, I just find that so fascinating that he kept stuff about national security, nuclear stuff, Roger Stone, and a little bit about President Macron, oddly enough.
You never know.
If I was President Macron, I'd be worried about that file.
Yeah.
Okay, so first let's go through the lies. This is my favorite part. First they said,
there's nothing to find there. This is a ridiculous witch hunt. Nothing to find.
Then they said,
the FBI planted it.
Yeah.
Wait,
if there is something, it's a plan.
Yeah, I thought there was nothing to hide. Okay, well, all right, we're moving on to lie number 2. The FBI planted it. Now today, Donald Trump blows a hole through that because he's like, let me tell you something, okay? There are documents, there was something to find, and I said earlier that the FBI planted it. But you know what? I secretly declassified it. Wait, did you declassify the documents they planted? He said both things. No, guys, right wingers, I know you're extraordinarily unintelligent, but you have to find a lie and stick with it, okay? Now, I know you guys don't care. You could say at the same time January 6th was Antifa and the greatest patriots in the world who are political prisoners who should be released, and tourists. All at the same, I know that you are able to keep all these thoughts in your head at the same time. It's kind of a gift.
Okay.
The rest of us are burdened with having to deal with truth. Okay. So, but in this case, just as a helpful hint, you might want to stick with just one lie. Okay, I know it's never gonna happen. Why? Because their dear leader is an idiot. If I was facing the Espionage Act, I wouldn't just go out on True Social and be like,
oh, you know what? I think they planted it. Oh yeah, you don't know they do exist. And I had them, and I secretly declassified them. Oh god damn it, you need paperwork? I didn't know you needed paperwork. We're back to they planted it. Okay.
Even if you thought Trump something is like, oh, he's the purest, most angelic guy you've ever met.
Jesus Christ. If you believe that, and that's 40% of your country. Anyway.
But you know he's not supposed to just keep it in the freaking basement when anybody can walk in. Why, just think for a second, why the hell would he do that?
I always say shoe on the other foot. If it was Bernie Sanders and he became president after the presidency, he takes home the nuclear codes or whichever nuclear information that Trump took that is the most top secret classified. I would say,
that's super weird. I wonder why Bernie took the nuclear codes home. I would wonder.
Because I have a brain, okay? But you guys, you don't wonder. You're like,
oh yeah, you meant well. You meant well. You take the nuclear codes home so you can play around with them.
No, there's only one reason you take them. Because I have a brain to sell them.
Leverage. And now we have to add like a couple $signs and like an underscore to the end of the codes.
It's just so annoying to have to reset those.
So Trump also said today,
Well, what about the 33 million documents that Obama took that also had nuclear information?
By the way, accidentally admitting he took documents with nuclear information.
Oops. He's so stupid. He's the dumbest person I've ever seen in my entire life.
And I'm not exaggerating. Okay, because I have a brain. Obama took nuclear stuff too. Oh, did I just admit it? God damn it. Because I have a brain. How could you look up to a guy like that?
Ivana's grave this big, but like.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. So.
We don't know that it was the nuclear codes.
We don't know
because
that
I have
was
a
the
brain.
Nuclear codes.
No fucking way.
Yeah, but who would be stupid enough to think that they could sell top secret information about our nukes to a foreign country and not get caught?
Homer Simpson.
Ding, ding, ding. Correct answer, Donald Trump.
Bing, bing,
of course he's that stupid. And of course he's that corrupt.
Get it through your head, he's not anything like you, has no morals, no empathy, and no intelligence. Yeah. That's what I've been saying this entire time as people talk about.
What do you think his strategy is?
His strategy was to hide nuclear codes in the goddamn basement.
Yeah, using his leverage.
Dumb. He took the nuclear codes.
We don't know.
Are you serious?
The nuclear codes.
Yeah, we should raid. All right.
Again, it's information about nukes. They have not been clear that it's the codes or not.
We don't know what it is.
Yeah. But there is no answer for the right wing when you ask him why he might have taken it. And right now, the last things they're on is Trump said,
"I could have just asked."
Dude, they asked, and then they came by and you gave them boxes that didn't have the nuclear information. And they're like, I can't believe he didn't give it to us. Now you're forcing us to raid you, you moron. We're not gonna just let you sell it, you idiot.
Yeah.
Right? And so there's, and his, did you have to ask? How could anybody believe this guy?
Jesus, right wing.
I know, a lot of the establishment is crooked. Wow, you figured that out. Okay, that doesn't mean you have to follow a
madman. Jesus, right wing.
Because I have a brain.
Like.